Combat
touching me!
Roll up a new character.
I'm gonna just blast this mofo.
Your turn to die!
I told you not to turn away from me.
But he's all covered in grease still, so I can't get hold of him.
He's a greasy boy.
I feel like this is going to rip both my arms out of their sockets, but I think it's a great idea at the same time.
Please put me down!
Oh god, guys, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
We've got
What the fuck are we doing?
So.
And everyone left the dungeon.
Running out the dungeon.
So, starting off, top of the round, it's the statues. That statue has no arms, but the statue brings up its head to try and slam into the ball. However, the ball just darts away from the side
Because it's too good.
as the statue slams to the ground and just starts getting back up again. The other statues all start slowly shuffling towards your position, and we come to Aleem, the Nothic, who is blinded, stuck in this crazy, weird, dark sphere. This encroaching cold takes hold of his body, and it is very piercing, painful cold, and he does take damage. He just runs, having taken this cold and shrugging it off, he stares at that statue. His eyes sort of glaze over a bit, and the iris expands. However, the statue turns to him and just turns back, seemingly having taken no damage whatsoever. Too focused on a singular purpose at this moment. That is the end of the Nothic's turn. We come to Rack.
My immediate thing to do is to fly up straight up into the air. I mean, I'm sitting at this moment, I'm like, ah! So I just kind of like jump up, flat a couple of flaps, so I'm kind of out the dome. It's like a sphere in the half circle of.
Okay, well first you start in the sphere, don't you?
Yes.
You also recognise this creeping, piercing cold that takes a hold of your body. You instantly take 5 cold damage from that.
5?
Yeah. With a few beats of the wings, you just get above, you go straight up, knowing that that's a safe bet.
So what's happening to the little boy? He's moving towards you.
He's going
The
towards the
little boy,
altar.
you look up and you see this scene in front of you. You see this boy with a weird glazed look on his face just walking towards this altar. And you turn and you also see this statue to your left trudging towards you, a statue to your right also coming to your position, and everyone focused on this warlock who is now coming up to the altar.
Would it be possible to pick up the child and move him?
You can absolutely try. I'm going to need you to make a strength check. 5. Unfortunately, having just taken this cold, you're still trying to get that internal temperature again, and you feel you're too focused on that more than anything else. So you go for the boy, but you only manage to...
I plan to like kind of swoop down and kind of carry him away, but in the end I don't.
You just kick him in the face.
Well, no, you make contact with the boy, but it's not enough to actually pick him up.
So I
he
kind of,
just, he
The
goes
boy is
a
stronger
bit
than
and
you.
then drops to the floor, seemingly taking no effects from it.
Does he react? Does he try and push him off? Does he?
Not at all. He's just got this singular purpose to walk towards this altar, it seems.
And this statue's advancing towards us. I might just then attack that.
How do you finish this thing off?
Smash it in, try and smash its statue head off of it. So I've got a big stick. You try and just clobber at it, just smash it.
And it just shatters. The head falling to the floor.
I'm in the dark, so do I take the 5 points of damage?
It's a randomised points of damage.
You're being a magical being. You feel like you have some sort of internal resistance to this, and this cold creeps up onto your shoulders and stuff, but it only inflicts 2 points of cold damage onto you as you shrug it off, kind of recognising what this might be.
Oh, grim. Okay, so
But you're blinded.
I'm gonna follow the edge of this step.
Okay.
And I'm gonna run my hand along and sort of head this way. I'm gonna grease, and I'm gonna grease these 4 squares here. So I'm gonna hit the kid and the guy, and they both have to make dex saves or they fall over.
Casting this grease, the boy just instantly falls prone to the floor as he slips up. Again, not having much control over his body. Kind, seeing this, he turns to the boy as he slips, and he's distracted for a moment, and with that, he also ends up slipping as the grease expands.
Line them up, boys.
So I shiver in the cold and...
You feel this encroaching cold. You're scared at this point, I feel, because...
Am I dead?
You take 8 cold damage.
Oh no!
That was the maximum amount of damage I could have taken, wasn't it?
God damn it.
As this
That's right, you
thing
got 1 point.
just pierces your soul, as you just don't. Maybe you feel like you're out of your depth. You don't know. Actually, I'll leave it up to you how you feel personally about this.
How do
Great.
you feel, Ben?
Excellent.
Yeah. But you've still got a hit point left.
I do, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to make the most of it. I shake it off, and I run around the altar, dive between Bryn and Marcus, and stab this guy in the neck.
However, this shadowy armor that covers his form, it lessens the damage and redirects it to his shoulder. And you feel you make contact with something, and you bring it out, and you see some blood on the blade. However, he just looks at you and snarls.
By the way, I think someone should probably do something about that guy because he's gonna get up and then he'll get on the statue and on the altar, and that's like not gonna go great for us. I have a feeling.
Yeah,
Kind of. He stands up and he's got this angry, like nothing is going his way, and it is frustrating. And he turns to Bryn first. He brings up a hand. You will not say her name again. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
9.
And with that, holds up his hand, and everyone in the room just looks to Bryn and sees as he disappears.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Bye, Bryn.
Oh,
Bye.
It's been cool.
He's just gone. And now, with that, he turns to.
It was nice knowing him.
Roll up a new character.
You get on that, Will, and we'll come back round.
Yeah, I'll just be like this. We'll be on
Here's
turn.
D6, start rolling.
Yeah.
And then what he does is he turns to Yen after that,
Oh, good.
and he just shouts, again ignoring Marcus completely. He shouts, "I will not have such insolence during this time!" And he brings up his hand covered in shadows. Shit.
Oh boy. Here it comes.
You,
It's okay, I wasn't too attached to Yen.
he brings up a shadowy hand. I think you've had this experience before.
Oh yeah.
He touches
He knows
your
what's coming.
shoulder,
3 times on my count.
and you feel the life drain from the
Stop
that
touching
contact.
me!
As you are now
do you know what I
at
think the problem here was?
-8, so almost
Do I need
just
to
dead.
do,
Dead.
like-
You instantly collapse to the floor, lifeless, and you see actually the wounds that some of you had inflicted before on the warlock start to heal a bit.
Oh, great!
I would just like to
But
say
only 1
this.
hit point.
I'd just like to say
Only have
this
one
is
spare.
this is even worse than we're all thinking. Because Bryn had the health potions,
Oh man.
and he's not here anymore.
He's going to try and step out from the grease with the smirk on his face as he's seen this damage he's inflicted in this one turn.
He's
of
a dead
combat.
man.
But he does invite an attack of opportunity.
You're damn
It
right he
is
does.
done.
7 plus 5, 12.
And with that,
Not done it.
just the shadowy wreath of the arm, he kind of swats away and you hit nothing. And he just smirks at you with a low chuckle. Fjord's turn.
Because he has no fear, he's going to keep gouging at this move. He hits him with a 21. He's in mourning because his best mate.
gone.
He's now raging.
He's only been mates for a day. No one's ever been as nice to him.
No, we've had about 7-8
yeah,
hour rest.
We've been in this dungeon for like a week now.
He hasn't seen the sun. That's how he does days.
As this creature was still getting up, he tears into its stone torso and it just sort of
Is it dead?
collapses. It's not dead though,
Oh.
but it is like a skeletal form. Most of it is now on the ground. Does Fjord do anything else?
He learns that little. His mate's little. He's trying to say Bryn, but because he's unsure of the meaning of the word Bryn, he doesn't get it out right. So he just goes like.
What is the meaning of the word Bryn?
I think we should wait till he's back, and then
He's
he'll
gonna
tell
tear
you.
through reality.
Yeah, he's gonna rip through the realms of reality, and let us all know.
We come to Princeton.
Where am I? He looks around.
You find yourself in a very unfamiliar location. Ahead of you, immediately, there's just amazing, horrifying expanse of this void stretching out infinitely, with nebulas of purples and oranges and greens. But stars pierce the clouds and the darkness in between, and you see these magnificent sort of barren islands float amongst these stars and these clouds in the abyss beyond, of different shapes and sizes, just defying what you know to be true of the material plane. And you shift your gaze to see closer to you, more relatively speaking, in comparison comparison to this infinite void. These colossal, intimidating towers of obsidian with violent purple streaks and sharp, violent angles, and these mountains and cliffs. Stretching out the expanse of the dark lands, you realise you now stand upon on each direction. As you look out to this abyss and you look to your side and you see these towers and these cliffs and these mountains. You turn your head further left over your shoulder and you see a hideous craggy mountain that towers above all of these other structures. And on top of it is this ornate palatial fortress of black, gold and purple that stares over this terrifying realm. And you look back to your own position, realising you stand upon black sand that covers this whole floating continent. And following your gaze from your feet, you look straight ahead to see an aged dragonborn with various mechanical apparatus and maps and lanterns on a trestle table. Just
How far away is it from me?
he's about 15 feet away from you, but on this trestle table you also recognise a potion of healing and another bottle similar to, but slightly larger than. And there are sigils and symbols carved into the black sands, and a tent is pitched to one side. Simple and small, but you catch a glimpse as some wind goes past, hitting one of the flaps of the tent's door, and there is a much larger ornate interior. And the Dragonborn is aged with dull gold scales and ridges that cover his chin, kind of like a beard, and loose spines tied into a ponytail, and to the strands that frame his face. He's wearing this wonderfully intricate bright blue and gold robe and holds a messy pile of notes that he'd previously been flicking through. But he now cradles them limply in his arms as he just stares at you, just completely dumbstruck.
Right, I'm gonna run at him and shout what's going on.
Hello?
How do I get out of it?
What are you doing here? I wasn't expecting guests.
How the fuck do I get out of it?
Well, you're on the astral plane. How did you get here?
Weird arm man. He went there. I went, phew, and I'm here. And I've lost my bow.
That's bizarre. I'm afraid I wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm still just about raging at this point. I'm gonna grapple him with strength and try and intimidate him to be like, how the fuck do I get out of here? Like shaking him.
I mean, I mentioned you got here via magical means, but I swear I have nothing to do with this. I'm just a simple scholar examining the ripples that are occurring, and that's why I thought you were here initially as well. I thought you'd sensed them.
Can you get me back? There's a fight going on. I mean, come on. I'm stabbing someone.
A fight, you say?
Yeah. Big fight. In the dungeon.
And what did this man who brought you here, what did he do?
I don't know. He pointed his fist at me, and then I tried to act cool, but I didn't act cool enough, so I was teleported to this place.
It seems he may have banished you then.
Right, how do I unbanish myself? How do you send me back? Can you send me back? I'm still holding him. I'm still holding him up. I'm up.
I've cast all my spells to sort out all these apparatus, but you will be sent back in due time. It is not a permanent spell, you know.
Right.
And then we're gonna cut back.
Brad's just saying, it's not a permanent spell, we'll be back in a minute.
I see him, Bryn disappears and Yen gets pimp slapped. So I let out a snarl and see his grinning face and it slowly starts to grin back. I'm gonna do Distracting Strike, and the next person who attacks who's not me gets advantage.
Even though you bring this sword and it goes straight through his abdomen and makes contact, but you see he's got this very stern look on his face, concentrating. It's not like he even registers this damage. He is so concentrated on you,
Bring it.
and with that concentrated on keeping Bryn in the astral plane for now.
Oh, fuck.
And he stares you down, having turned from Yen on the ground where he had this evil smirk. He doesn't have any mirth on his face now. It is just a straight serious face. You will now have your turn to die!
I told you not to turn away from me.
Just quickly some tic-tacs.
Quick, tic-tac break. Rob, we need
Tic-tac
more
break.
tic-tacs. That will do.
It is the boy's turn.
Oh no!
As he stands up, like in a trance, just clambers onto the altar and lies down. As it starts to intensify with this bright red glow, you see very small tricklets of blood just starting to form as they fall down the altar.
Get the boy!
And now we come to the statues again. Also, I will say, as soon as Kine banished you away, this whole sphere of darkness, blip, just gone.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, the statue's gonna kill the boy, brilliant. Yeah, we screwed the pooch on this
No.
one. Oh,
No, it's going for me.
With one of its deformed, broken arms. So this arm swings with great velocity into your side, and you feel some moves shatter instantly as you feel you've got some real internal bruising there on one side of your body. That statue there, the one which is limp and just almost collapsed, brings one of its arms up and down, trying to smash onto the ball. What's the ball?
Doesn't have any arms.
Its head again.
There we go.
It lifts up its whole form, convulsing, as it just tries to slam onto the ball. And
It's
what's the
11,
ball's
isn't
AC?
So is it like Wobbuffet in Super Smash Bros?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And with that, the ball just, with one of the tusks inside of its face, pushes this head out the way as it just falls to the ground, taking no damage whatsoever.
Sweet ass on that. He's doing well.
Yeah.
It's doing better than we are.
And we come back to Aleem, the Nothic, as he stares around, having seen you just disappear, having seen this boy just suddenly stand on this altar, and this intensified red glow in the centre there. Once again, he stares at the statue that is right next to Marcus, his eyes glazed over. But again, because he's so concerned with all the commotion going on, the statue nothing happens. The statue just continues staring at Marcus.
I'm so glad we recruited you, mate. Great job. Top notch. Well done. Applause all round. Good effort.
He killed a statue so far.
He has actually. He's done pretty good.
He's done more than us.
I didn't have to come here! Wait, that wasn't his voice.
No.
He was more like kind of a nerd.
He was, yeah.
Maths club.
I didn't have to come here!
That's it.
I plan to fly over the altar, grab the boy, and take him as far this way kind of as I can.
Just knock him off the altar. Don't try and carry him.
I fly over and try and knock the boy off the altar.
Okay.
11.
And it's with his weak, hollow bones.
You push him off, he rolls off, and he just ends up there. The glowing is less intense now, but still glowing.
Right, yeah, I'll try and grapple him and hold him in place.
This is going to be contested strength. I need you to roll strength.
Oh.
Have you got any inspiration? No.
8.
Plus
9.
1, 9.
9.
Well, I bet this boy's not strong though.
He's done it. There we go.
You're scrambling.
Magically enhanced child.
You're kind
Child.
of yes. You're kind of panicked, and this child again with the singular purpose seems like stronger than you'd expect. Even though he's been weakened during
Even
his
though he's
time
a
here.
boy.
Even though he's a boy, he just pushes you aside and just continues to walk towards the altar. He's not there because he's been pushed off, but he is just about to grab onto the altar and get himself back up, and you're there just trying to tackle this little boy and pull him off the altar.
But he's all covered in grease still, so I can't get hold of him.
He's a greasy boy. Yes.
All right. I see these statues walking towards me.
Yeah, right. You see these statues coming. You see Bryn's disappeared.
My first instinct is to go and just launch the most powerful spell I can at these statues in front of me. But I sort of take a breath and I turn and look over at Marcus and then say, "What do you want me to do, buddy? I'm not sure what my best move is here. Shall I smash the statues or shall I go for the warlock guy?"
I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably just gonna completely ignore this. I'm being attacked on 2 fronts.
No, I've
So,
got no help there.
you're not gonna get an answer
on
out
that.
of me.
I'm going to cast Shatter
Okay.
on that big group of statues in the centre.
How do you
They just shatter. It's
completely
called shatter.
decimate 3 and one of them is almost gone?
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of my choice, which is wherever I said, and then they all get cracked and they fall bits.
And that one is just barely standing as everything else is just crumbled into dust. Not even chunks, dust. And do you want to do anything else?
Yeah,
Find a front end.
okay, I'll do an Arcana check. I want to make sure that Rod does know how the spell works.
What Kine had cast on him was a banishment spell. Yes, if the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish them to another plane of existence. And while they're there, the target can't really do anything. Target remains there until the spell ends. If the spellcaster loses his concentration, then that's going to bring...
Okay, I run up here. Marcus, I know you're busy, but if you can fuck that guy up, then Bryn might just reappear randomly. You just need to make him lose his concentration. Okay,
I'll
peace
give you a
out.
thumbs up.
You can hear a gentle voice through the wind going, Pally.
Fantastic. And with that, we come to Yen. Yen needs to
It'll
make a
come round.
death saving throw.
Go on,
How do I do
yeah.
that again?
So basically,
It's just a straight D20
Yeah.
plus
Okay.
nothing. If you get above
Oh no, that's a 9.
That's one bad hit,
So
so you need to
not
put a
dead
tick
yet.
in.
You take one
failure.
failure.
How does it work? If you get 3 successes, do you stand back up, or is it 1
You were
success? and you
stabilized.
You're stabilized, right?
3 losses, you are dead, my friend.
Yeah.
It is now Kyne's turn. As he locks eyes with Marcus, he extends a hand and quickly traces
Go
a
fuck
symbol,
yourself.
a symbol in the air that lights up for a second and then disappears. And then he turns to you and with his shadow arm brings it up and points. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
A natural 1.
You feel all sense of control over your body just disappear as though your vision just tunnels backwards. You start seeing everything from a distance, and everyone else notices this ethereal crown of thorns covers
Christ.
his Marcus's helmet as he brings his sword down and just looks around in the situation for a moment and just stares at Kyne. And you can see this from a distance, and he just smiles. And that's it, and you feel no control over your body. He stays there and looks around as his plan falls into place, and he laughs.
Fjord is gonna finish
Maybe
this
you got magic.
effort.
How does Fjord do this?
Just tusks, rips it, dust everywhere. Then he sneezes and a plume of dust comes out of his nostrils.
Fantastic.
Then he's gonna run.
He's more effective than our entire team.
He's going to get here and he's going to start having a look at that bloke.
Oh god, guys, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
We come back to Bryn's whole situation.
I'm holding him up still.
Even if I could send you off back to your home, I couldn't tell where I'd send you. I'd be able to send you back to the material plane, but you wouldn't know where you'd go. Honestly, your best bet is just to wait until this man who casts a spell can no longer concentrate on it, or it just dissipates. It isn't a long time. Please put me down.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna put him down. This is mine now. I pick up the potion. What else have you got?
Well, that potion of feeling, that greater potion of feeling, I mean, I only have them just in... I don't know what's going to happen now, and I just wanted to be prepared.
Can you do any magic on me to make me stronger or better at fighting?
I could heal you if you want me to, but... yes, let me try.
Nah!
Just put me down first.
You're down. I'll put you down gently.
He extends a hand and touches your shoulder as you feel this warmth enter your body, and you regain 7 hit points from that. That's all I have in me. I'm sorry, I've cast a lot of spells already. I'm waiting for this thing to happen in the sky. And
What's gonna happen?
I've been
Philosophical
noticing
debate now.
these ripples and disturbances amongst the planes, and I've been trying to track them to understand what's going on. I mean, it's nothing to be worried about, of course, right now,
I'm gonna
but...
very quickly yell, it's from whatever place. So I'm like, oh, maybe it was Kyne. It was from, where were we from? I would remember that.
Shah!
Sharp.
Where
Well,
the god, that's
where
the
we
place
from?
were
We
in
are
defense.
actually... It's funny you mentioned that.
My sword's still out, by the way. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Well, this is actually Shah's plane that we're on right now. These are the Towers of Night. And that is her palace over there. And it is not a very nice place, but I sense that the next ripple's going to be here, so I've come to check it out. And to continue my research and just see what is going on.
Well, there's a guy trying to do a sacrifice to Shah in a dungeon, and he sent me here. It's probably linked.
And then we'll cut back. Marcus's turn.
Right,
And-
I don't have any control, so what am I going to do, Dan?
It must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a target other than itself that Dan chooses.
So, Yen, the only person I can hit.
I think you can get advantage as well because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get advantage. I need you to roll to attack. Ian.
19
Nice, you nailed it.
and a 2. Could have done with that one. So 19 plus 5, 24.
You failed a death saving throw. Oh, but it's also a concentration spell.
Which
which means
means
the banishment, as soon as he
banishment's
cast
over.
it, the banishment ended.
When it comes back to you, we'll wrap that up, okay? You look as you bring this sword down into Yen's torso and bring it out.
Also, you get to make a whiz save.
I get an 18
Is that
plus
the
my
beginning
wisdom
or
19.
Your vision slams back into full focus as you regain control over your body.
As
and
I
you
pull
see
my
as you
sword
pull the
out.
sword out.
Yeah. Oh
And
shit.
again, you have
Sorry,
only
mate,
one death point thing left. Devon's turn. Devon the boy just starts to limply crawl back onto the altar. You get potential attack of opportunity if you want to do that.
Yep.
How do you knock him out?
Non-lethal.
Is there a pressure point that knocks you out? You know your martial arts stuff.
If you go, you can get like a next strike that hits the main artery up here.
Which wouldn't necessarily kill
if you hit the right point, it will knock you straight out of the sense of a
Let's
jolt.
let I imagine I did that then.
He falls limp as you catch him in your arms and bring him to the floor away.
Guys, can I just say, we're looking, I mean, I don't want to speak too soon. We're looking considerably less fucking than we were 2 seconds ago, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are.
The
Cheers, buddy.
statue right behind you brings up one of its arms again and just goes to punch you straight in the back of your...
Bring it.
You move out of the way as this thing, it just hits nothing.
Riposte Day. I'm going to attack back as my reaction. I'm using one of my superiority dice.
Fuck yeah, do it. How do you just decimate this thing?
This guy lunges forward and I just straight up into his face with the shield.
And it explodes in like stone confetti
Ha!
as this thing
Take that, punk.
falls to the ground.
It's looking better now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we still got
Well,
like a dead Yen.
we need to heal Yen before he gets around to
You
his
say
turn.
that, but his turn is the first of all of us. If he
Wait.
fails his death
It
saving
is
throw.
the Nothic's turn.
Listen, I'm not really very experienced at this, but if you don't go help my friend Yen, I'm gonna make it painful for you.
With no fear in his voice whatsoever.
He shakes his head and just goes, "Fine!" As he's just unsuccessfully targeted that statue which you've just destroyed. And
Maybe you're more of like a medic.
he bounds around here, and I mean his damage is his speed
That's
is-
going through the grease.
Oh shit! Isn't
Is the
it?
grease still around?
Ah! And he jumps on top of here, and he has to roll a con save. Oh,
Dex.
damn. No.
Con.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the water.
Even though he's magic.
Actually, that corner, that's shitty because that corner of the altar is also greased.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright, and he also has to make a what's
Dex
the?
save.
He almost slips, and he.
probably trying to be a
Actually,
ninja.
the grease helps him because he doesn't spend that long on the altar for it to take any effect. He slides across.
He does it really skillfully.
And he goes, "Why is this so greasy?" And he slides off here and just
Marcus ducks.
barrels,
Shoots over his head.
barrels to you guys, almost knocking you over.
No.
No.
Now we see the whole campaign.
He holds his hands over the end and he's like, I don't know what to do, and he
Not very wise.
he starts to try and stop the bleeding in areas, and he tears off portions of your like your clothing and stuff,
Cheers.
just to try and bandage it and stop it. And he does the best that he can to stop the bleeding. And you are now considered stabilized for now.
Yeah.
He's not in a good place, guys! I gotta say, by the way, that Nothic rolled some fantastic rolls right now. Big up to Aleem, okay? He's
Yeah,
good old
fucking...
Leroy.
Yeah.
Wow, what a surprise, guys! The DMPC
I
is
think-
doing better than the rest of us.
Can I just say?
I rolled.
I think I've
You
learned
rolled
a lot from this, and what I've learned is that I'm very good at threats.
Rack's turn. Boys, it's not cold.
So it's not-
you're
he's not-
literally, you're
I
holding
put-
him still and putting him to the ground as you see this Nothic just jump over you, almost
Slide
kind of
over it, kind of
catches
surf
your,
over it, yeah.
like the bonnet of a car, and that's what's going on as you turn around and see all these statues slowly still advancing on you and the boy.
Do these statues, are they threatening? Do I see them looking like they're going to come and attack the boy?
Roll deception or insight, actually.
That'd
roll
be
insight.
inside.
Yeah, that's whiz.
Natural one.
You
Okay.
think about birdseed.
There's so much going on
I
right
think
now.
about cuttlefish.
You have no idea.
Okay, so I'm going to fly over to that one and attack him.
Oh my god!
And whiff! Nothing!
Oh, I'm going to attack him again.
Oh my god.
9.
Why do you miss the statue? What?
I don't
Give your
because of
own
the fucking dice!
Because a number was smaller than another number.
But also because there is so much going on, you can't even concentrate on your technique that you've learned over many, many years. Well, a couple
You
of
say
years.
many years.
You
I have
can't even.
2 years.
So you say over many
even.
years. He's 4 years old.
This is like a cage, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to step up to the edge and I'm going to use minor illusion. I'm going to conjure an illusion of the bowl inside the cage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go, hey, Lily told me that you're bad in bed. I'm not great at this, and also
It's his daughter!
Wait, was it your...
What a faux pas!
Lily said that you were an incompetent father. That's not the voice, whatever. And I put the bowl there.
It's a lot more PC, so I'm sure we can get over it.
Maybe, Oh, Jesus. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. And Kine, with that turns to you as he sees this bowl and he sees you. He snarls once again and he looks at the bowl. And that's it. Yen, you're stabilised, but you're still
I
unconscious.
gently bleed onto the floor.
And then we come to Kind's go, the warlock. And he stares at Yen on the floor, and he stares at Marcus. He comes towards the cage, and as he does so, he quickly turns around, raises his normal non-shadow arm. A crackling bolt of lightning extrudes from his fingertips as it goes straight towards you. And you take 5 lightning damage as you feel this lightning pierce through the armour and just start singeing. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I get advantage because I'm a gnome. A 16.
You see his lips are moving. You suddenly hear like these whispers in your mind, but you shut your eyes and you just block it out. Whatever it was something that was very intrusive and it wasn't a pleasant experience. And he just scowls again and he looks down at the bowl and tries to pick it up. And what happens when he tries to pick up the bowl?
His hand goes through it.
No!
He's standing in the cage.
Let's lock him in the
bowl's
cage.
right at the far end of the cage.
Yeah.
I was trying to lock him in the cage, Dan.
Okay, well it's still an unlocked cage.
So he ends his turn in there.
He ends his turn in there, yes. Fjord?
He's going to run at the statue approaching the impotent bird.
How does he just
It's
decimate
like straight
this
into
thing?
his shins.
Straight into its shins.
Like an overeager child running to its parents, it runs straight into his shins.
And this thing just fucking topples over the boar. And wailing as it smashes into the ground and shatters.
So what Fjord is doing, he goes because he's trying to say Bryn, which means something in a distant language.
He just
We can't remember why.
And so now we come to Bryn.
I yell to the bloke,
Yes.
give me a map of where you are. Where are you here? Give me a map now. I quickly
hand
grab
you a
it.
map.
I go, I might be back.
I'll
Okay.
be back.
And as you start disappearing, you look into the sky, and he turns as well. And what you guys see is there's this ripple amongst the void, and a tear opens up suddenly into nothing. And that tear, from it, there's this vibration that starts to shake the landscape. You see the floating islands in the distance start shaking, the sands you want start shaking. It's happening! And he runs to all of his papers and starts like just insanely scribbling things down as you see this tear start to close again. Very quickly, it was open only for a second, but there was just this dark void beyond, and it was a very unsettling experience. You see yourself disappearing now.
See you later then.
He doesn't even register that you're talking, he is so concentrating on writing down notes. And you've taken with you,
I nicked both potions
but you've got a potion, a regular potion of healing and a greater potion of
and the
healing.
map to where he is, and I said I'll be back.
You start to disappear as the ground's still shaking and he's trying to stand up and write notes on parchment. You find yourself suddenly back in this area.
I'm gonna shout at Matey Boy, I'm gonna burn you to buggery like your crap daughter. And I start running at him because I assume I can get to the cage door. I'm going in the cage with him. We're cage fighters.
So you push him back into
Yeah.
the cage.
And I obviously rage on the run and go for a little swing on the way into the cage. 16 damage.
You slash across and you pierce straight through that weird ethereal armour that covers his form, and you see like blood spurting out from it as it tries to cover the gap. You can't! I need to get back in favour with Shah! Or it's been for nothing!
Quickly look at the ball.
Or what does the boar do seeing you?
He goes, Bryn!
He's getting closer.
Because it can learn how to speak!
Right, I know what I'm doing. I'm by the door. I'm going to take out my trusty immovable rod, shut the cage door, put the rod in front of it.
Okay!
You're not getting out. You're not getting out. Do him, Bryn! Do him!
You can't! I must finish what I started! Now we come to, Devon is unconscious. Fuck it, whatever. And then we come to statues. Rack, you see Bryn suddenly just appeared and run into this cage, and you've just missed these blows with the statue. You see the statue actually has a sword piercing through its body as it pulls it from its back, wailing and just distorted, grotesque facial features as it swings it in your direction. It just sort of slams it into the ground right next to you, just missing you. And now we come to Aleem's turn, as he's standing over Yen, bandaging you up, as he then turns to see the commotion of what's going on. He stares at that statue, which is in combat with Rat currently, eye glazed over, pupil enlarged, and the statue, it had just landed its sword into the ground, turns to Aleem as it turns black and parts of it start flaking away and it just crumbles into ash. But the Nothic just continues to look back at Yen, kind of trying to see if he can do anything with this poor boy who is kind of just stopped from bleeding out.
I'm going to charge down and knock the other statue right next to me. So I'm going to smash it in with my quarterstaff.
How do you finish this thing off?
I'll just smash the head of it.
Smash evaporated as it collapses to the ground.
Head goes and lands in one of those smoky pits.
Oh wait, did you say the head
You
lands in
don't
one of the
use all your
pits?
moving again. Yeah.
You hit the head, it goes down one of the pits, and then you see it then starts falling down from the ceiling and keeps going over and over and over again, this head. Now we come to...
No. I still get a bonus attack.
Oh, you get your bonus
So
attack,
I'm going to
of
fly
course.
over to here.
But there's a head just going.
So I'm going to try and
Well,
jump
not that fast, but it's just continuous free
Yeah.
fall.
and attack at this guy. 8 damage. I got you bag ball.
You shatter one of its arms, just falls off, and it just turns to you limply, a wailing expression on its face. Rad.
I reach into my little spellcasting pouch and I pull out a small, really horrible manky bit of bacon rind, and I close my hands and I muster like this, and I say, "It's the classic, everyone love it, it's back." And I go like this, and then grease bubbles out, and I'm going to cast it on this half, so that where he's standing, and then this bit of the steps, all of this is greasy. So he's got to make a dex.
He almost slips over, but he just catches himself as he's
right.
concentrating on this encounter with Bryn inside a cage. Yen, still stabilised.
Very stable.
Kine, seeing himself in this very dire situation, trapped in a cage with a raging barbarian, grease covering the floor, and people
Grease don't
surrounding
wrestle
him.
in the cage.
He brings up a hand, a silvery mist
That's right. I'll
comes.
Just keep it.
as it covers his
So
whole
a bit.
form.
Oh shit.
As it covers his whole form, he disappears and reappears right here. What else is he gonna
I'm
do?
sorry, Bryn, I've locked you in a cage.
It's only to stop kids.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find my way out of a
It's
cage.
basically a stairgate.
Yeah. It's just waste time. We've been fighting to the death. Like, it was like, oh wait a minute, let me just.
It's got a childproof latch, but
He's
still,
just like,
still
I need
stops
to
it.
Kine brings up a shadow arm towards Bryn. I need Bryn to make
You cunt
a...
bitch. If you send me back to the dragon man,
The dragon's gonna be like,
I need Bryn to make a wisdom saving throw.
Of course he fucking does.
His
11.
mouth.
That's
11.
not great.
He starts whispering very quickly and incoherently, and these voices pierce your mind. It racks you with a terrible pain. You take 10 psychic damage. and-
He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure that's the one type of damage
don't
that
have
I'm not
resistance
resistant to.
Yeah.
Of all of the damages.
With his regular arm, he points to Marcus. From his hand, these loops of yellow bands of energy come and wrap your form. You are now considered...
Colourblind by most medical standards. You're never going to be
You're
a
basically
firefighter.
considered like grappled, as these loops then crisscross down into the floor and just tie you to your position right now. Then he looks over to Rad. You're next! And we come to Fjord. Fjord, your buddy bear.
Fjord the noble boar is going to clacker the statue.
It does make contact. It doesn't take any damage. Some chips fall off, but that's it.
Mainly cosmetic.
Does
It's
Fjord do anything else?
He goes, "Hey."
He keeps trying.
Yeah, he's trying to get, because bees are hard because he's got tusks.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
that's fair. I get that.
It
Yeah.
doesn't really work.
Yeah.
He can't purse his lips for bees.
And generally, animals can't talk either, so that also doesn't help. Bryn's turn.
You can bring quickly look at the bars.
They're regular metal bars, is what you can tell.
I'm
It's
going to
like
lob a
that.
javelin at the bloke. 6 damage.
6 damage.
Javelin. I try and javelin him right up his ass.
But he's turning to face you, so it's difficult. It hits his abdomen here as he spits out blood from his mouth, and he just pulls it out and throws it to the floor. Marcus,
Yes.
make a strength saving throw.
That's my crotch.
Roll it.
16 plus 5, 21.
You find this inner strength just to push against these magical yellow binds that hold you. They just shatter and dissipate as you manage to just separate them, and you yank them off your feet, and you're able to get your movement back.
I'm gonna flick the button on the rod, and then I'm just gonna run it in.
And so you get close to him.
This is the Mothic's turn now.
No, it is the statue still.
Again.
Yes, again. that statue that's right next to you that you just cut its arm off
Yes.
comes with its other arm with a backhand trying to swing you, swat you out of the air, and you take 6 bludgeoning damage as it hits you on the side. These ones,
Bring it.
AC of 20.
Yep. If this hits.
It hits, but the
Oh
armor...
my god.
But the armor, you shrug it off and you take no damage as it limply kind of brings one of its arms to clap onto you, but you're able to position your paladin right that you just shrug
You're
it off.
riposting, aren't
No.
I'm riposting.
Go for it.
14.
Yep.
Oh, it's done
Roll
it.
damage.
I have 17 damage.
Nice.
How do you just destroy this thing? You just destroy
Well, I
it.
guess I'm running at him, so I'm going to use the trusty old shield of statue
dash.
smashing and just, as I go past, just smack him.
Use the edge of the shield to take his head off.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And it just collapses to the ground.
We've done pretty well on the statues, right?
Yeah. And
And
now...
the boy front. We killed the boy, effectively.
Take that. Sit
I
down.
feel like that sounds less impressive.
We've killed a child.
We've knocked a child unconscious.
And the Nothic now...
Can
from
I
his position-
yell at Nothic? Do you have any magic to catch one of these moves? And I like have a healing potion. I'm like, can you magic this?
I can try and catch it, but I don't have any magic to do it!
No.
Do you want me to take the potion?
Do it, Leroy.
And so he darts towards you. He needs to make the dex saving throw to try and get off of that grease. He's so determined to save this poor boy and just to help everyone here for his own purposes.
Yeah, isn't a
But
poor
also
boy.
there's some sort of
90
bond.
years old.
Well, in elven standards, you're like a
The
teen.
90? I thought you were a teenager.
Well, he's an
You're a
elfin
teen.
teenager.
What is his natch from you?
The greater.
He gives you a nod and he runs back, gets to Yen. He pops the cork of the potion, manages to kind of massage it down your throat. It's kind of creepy
let's
because
not.
he's kind of a scaly monster, but you
Webbing
regain
on.
14 hit points from that potion.
Good
Yeah.
God, you're almost full.
Greasy reptile hands.
Yeah. As you open your eyes to see this gigantic
Snot with
green
legs.
eye staring down at you,
Aye.
this monster.
I just say, cheers.
And he nods. Rack. The statue is also still swinging at you.
So I'm going to attack the statue from 8 plus 6.
How do you destroy this one?
As I hit it with my big stick and it crumbles to bits. And I'm going to jump out of wings and jump towards the big guy. Turn me around.
I do a flying leap.
little hop, skip, jump.
Let's see how kind of like monkey martial arty war cry type thing. And I'm like, ah! I unleashed a flurry of blows, but I imagine it's probably quite a few just little attacks.
It's just like
ha ha ho ha.
As leading out of his mouth.
orifices.
And yes, he's bleeding out of his mouth.
It's seen and unseen orifices.
And his
did get hit by magic
his
missile
expression
with the
is starting to like, it's becoming more pensive. Like that rage is slowly leaving his body. Rad's turn.
I know it's been quite a long time in the real world, but in game, about 2 seconds ago, he just pointed at my character and said, "You're next." I'm gonna just blast this mofo, and then, and then he goes. He's like, "Oh," it does all like impressive chanting, and then points at him, and then, but what he actually does is cast full slice on himself, so he gets some more hit points. And he goes, oh, guys, I guess I did work. Damn, well, I guess I'm out of those. And he gets 6 temporary hit points.
Yen.
Oh, I get to my feet and survey all the stuff that's changed since I was last alive.
Yeah, that takes half a movement to stand up, and
and I'll be like,
you
what the
see
fuck happened to that
so
kid?
much has happened.
This kid has been beaten up on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't do it just a blow to the neck because he's fine. He doesn't
Was-
look
yeah.
that injured.
Yeah.
He's lying on the floor.
Since he
It
was
looks peaceful.
Since he was unconscious, he's sort of thrown up over himself.
And then I see Rack just beating the shit out of this guy hand to hand. I'm like, yeah, I'll finish him off. Pick up my bow.
Called it.
I rolled a 4, so I missed pretty badly. That's 10.
That arrow just sort of, it goes down the pit, and then
Joins the head.
it just kind of appears.
Wait.
Roll to hit again.
Would it like
No, what it does is it goes boom,
down and then
and then it
up,
comes out and
and
goes,
then-
and
So
just
it's like
catches to the
Portal.
wall, to the floor there.
Yes. And they'll be like, oh well, and I'll use my bonus action to hide behind the altar. Yeah, I hide really good, guys. I hide 19.
He's like this.
No one's spotting you.
Noticing he's at his potentially final moments, his form starts to shift as you see 3 other versions
Oh,
of
crap.
himself extend from his body and start to move about, and you can't tell which one's the real Kine and which one's not. So there are currently 4 versions of Kine in the same kind of similar spaces, looking around and darting and
dancing.
darting their eyes
And looking around at the same time.
darting their eyes
You
around.
don't like darting. When I do
And
darting,
with
it's
that,
called yen.
from all of them, from the chest, there's this tear that opens up. There's a sort of a weird dark abyss within, and stark smoke that emits from this tear. And from all 4 versions, the same thing's happening. These black tendrils suddenly dart out and start to grab at Marcus and at Rack. I need both of you to
Not
make
dex.
a strength saving throw.
Yes. Oh my god, I got
10.
I got a 2.
Because Rack is closer, these tendrils meet him first and just wrap around his form and cover him. And you take 9 points of
Oh,
necrotic
come on,
damage.
Jesus.
However,
Boys.
because Marcus is further away, these tendrils take longer to get there, and they just about get over your form and kind of weirdly kind of lick across your body as you take 3 necrotic damage. Having battered and wrapped around your bodies, the tendrils kind of ease off of your forms as he starts to run this way.
Oh, he's going for a bow. He's going for a bow.
Fjord!
He's going to jam up this statue so it doesn't piss anyone else about. So he's just going to run in there, smack it about, because he's got tactical sense now. He's a tactical boar.
Tactical boar.
And he hits it with a gentleman's 12.
He only chips away parts of its form, but that's it,
That's
I'm
fair
afraid. Yeah.
But he's got his attention.
He's
And
got
done
its-
his job.
well, the
'cause
statue
he's a
is turning
tactical
around.
boar.
Bryn.
I'll move to my maximum movement towards him, and then if I throw something, I'm not. That's just like movement and then action. I'm just gonna lob another javelin. Can I do like a
We never played Dungeons.
An
together.
And a
Sorry.
statue screams in the distance.
It's
oh my god,
big gun.
Spooky.
Jesus!
So, do you want to roll your attack?
Ben, what is this spooky house?
Why are we in a haunted house? Just gonna lob. Left is right. I'm gonna throw it on the furthest left one. Just
Go
as
for
hard
it.
as I
Yeah.
can. 21.
You throw a javelin, and the furthest left one, it goes straight through, and the image dissipates. And they all turn towards you and turn back and just keep running.
We really need to not let him touch the bowl. I think that's gonna be a huge error.
Come to Marcus.
There's 3 left,
There's
yes?
3.
I want to grab a handful of my light crossbow bolts and just throw them. Basically, if it's like an illusion or something like that, it will just pass straight through, so we'll be able to see which one's the real one.
I'm going to allow it, but I'm going to want you to roll a sleight of hand to make sure you can get a right enough arc for it.
Right?
Your dex isn't fantastic, is it?
It is a -1 modifier.
With a natural 20.
14, 13.
You throw them in a wide arc. Some of the crossbows just pass through the next one on the left. It doesn't dissipate, but it ripples slightly.
Yeah.
And then there's another crossbow, hits the middle one, and that hits the surface and tracks to the floor.
In that case, I would like to action surge and attempt to grapple the one they bounced off of.
So contested strength.
It was on a 20! And then it just rolled back. Okay, so 14 plus 5, 19.
You get your hands and you just wrap around this form, and the shadowy armour that covers it kind of licks across the surface of your arms, and it feels cold to the touch and very unsettling, but you manage to grapple onto him.
Are the other illusions
Wrapped
still
around
visible?
Yes. So now we come to one statue left. That statue, missing limbs, it just uses its whole form just to slam into the boar. What's the boar's AC?
11.
The boar manages to back up a bit as this thing slams.
Because
on
he's
the
a
ground.
tactical boar.
Alim, where's Alim?
Leroy.
Right at the back.
He's going to run. He's just going to look at the boy and see if there's anything.
Snaps the
to
boy's
help.
neck. It's over, guys. I've got him.
I finished your job, bird boy!
You didn't kill this one.
With his arms and legs, he just crawls over this boy's form and just
Oh Christ.
just leer over this boy and examine it. Him. Rack, if you want to attack him, you're going to have to roll at a disadvantage because he is wrestling with Marcus. And don't forget, there are also these 2 other illusory forms just surrounding the area. It's very messy, visually speaking.
That's alright, just throw a dart at
That's
him.
what I was going to do. 13.
It just misses Marcus's
Dick.
head as it
Oh.
as it just tumbles into the darkness and then comes out above and just comes down here, back into here, and then comes out and just starts going down over and over there.
Would it be possible to retrieve that later at all?
You can try.
Is it worth the risk?
This guy goes to your hand.
And we leave the dungeon with Rack still falling.
Right.
Frostbite.
I need, and I rolled this by the way, just so you know that I'm not being unfair. I need you to also make that same save.
Yep. 19 plus 1, 20.
What spell do you cast instead of Frostbite?
Fuck. I'm gonna cast auto-capitalize on myself by accident. So now everything I write is fully capitalized and all the punctuation's correct. For the
Excellent.
next 1 hour.
Yen stands up from his hiding place. Yeah, I see Marcus grappling one of these forms. I see Rack like flying up and throwing a dart, and I go, "That fucking bird!"
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm gonna cast sleep. I'm gonna put him to bed.
Me?
The bird. So roll
Alright.
5d8 hit points.
32.
Does he have a lesson?
How many hit points do you have?
Me, I have 18.
Oh.
What do you see as these 2 fall asleep? These 2 are knocked unconscious,
Still hugging.
Not into the pit.
and they start. I rolled.
Oh, no.
I rolled. They fall to one side.
Which side?
As Kine is losing
Which do you
consciousness.
think?
As Kine is losing consciousness, he just has the wherewithal for a final action just to aim a particular direction as these two fall down the pit. And you just see that they start falling over and
Are we
over.
accelerating as we go?
There you go.
And so it is going very quickly. It is Kine's go. Does Kine get any save, or is he just asleep until...
He's just asleep. I don't know.
He's
how long.
asleep until he takes damage or unless he's slapped or shaken awake.
I'm going to quickly put my hand out as a bonus action just to slap Marcus's head as he's falling to wake him up. And then I'm just going to uppercut the sword and try and go into that dude
As they're falling down.
as they're falling down.
That's going to be
Rounds.
2 passes, my friends. But you can try it.
I was going to say the first pass is for the slap and the second pass
Yeah.
is for the stab. So as Marcus
Because
is
I'm
coming
moving,
round.
so I'm moving with my arm out like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I
dressaging
need you-
on
I
a
need
horse.
Oh, hang on,
Like,
sorry.
you think your hand at the edge of a
it
boat.
says, I mean, I don't want to be a dick. It says waking someone up uses an action.
I'm not going to wake Marcus up. Sorry, mate.
It's all good. I understand.
You also see, of course, because the duplicates did the same thing. Like, because they do the same thing as the main copy does.
So we've now got 3 duplicates and
You've got 3
Marcus.
duplicates and Marcus now
And I'm not
falling
grappling
down
them
this
anymore,
hole.
so I guess it's going to be nigh on impossible to tell which one's the real one.
You can roll
Well,
perception.
listen, it sounds like a
figure it
really
out.
good idea.
So wait.
I didn't think you guys would stumble 5 feet.
18 plus...
You know
2,
which
20.
one. You know which one
Right,
is the
so if
real one
I'm
still.
again.
Yeah, you still need to roll to that attack at a disadvantage because it is a very strange attack.
If I then did a
Reckless attack.
reckless
It would be at normal.
Yeah.
could I normal it out?
Yes.
It makes sense as well. It's exactly it's the
Falling
only way you
bodies.
could possibly attack a man who's just falling repeatedly past your face. It's wildly and reckless.
I did 13 damage.
Nice.
13. How do you finish this falling warlock off?
So
Yeah!
you can't have
I-
many hit points because you
I
just
try and really elegantly like behead him, but I fuck it up so I get it like halfway through the face.
Oh,
and just take, like,
God.
half his face off,
Wow.
and I'm like,
It's
get him every
gruesome.
time. Yeah, he's dead, guys. Like that half of the head just falls onto the floor by my foot, and I'm just like,
Similarly,
Trophy?
the 2 other duplicates, the same thing happens to them, and you've got a mess of bodies with half-cut faces falling over and over and over again as Marcus unconscious keeps falling down this pit as well.
You guys have got to help me out, you know.
just leave the dungeon. Just
Have we seen when something
Alright, good job guys everyone. Let's split this 4 ways.
Yeah.
We've still got a statue attacking a helpless boar.
Bryn, I also want you to roll perception real quick.
13.
You also notice there's a slight vibration going on, and you've noticed it's kind of sort of been present ever since you came back, but it's only just got to the point where you kind of recognize it. The statue just falls limp and doesn't do anything.
And the boar goes, "Hoof." He's like, get him every time in boar.
And now you're left in this room with the unconscious Devon, your friend Marcus in his armour, just barreling over and over and over again. In fact, once more.
God, if I had fucking Featherfall.
And as he's done a fair few rotations now around this thing, at one point his arm did catch the side bit, and he does take 5 bludgeoning for that.
Ben, I'm not happy with you, buddy.
Dad, you hate me.
What do you guys do as Marcus keeps falling?
Right, I'm gonna quickly
Well, it's
go.
Marcus's turn now, so Marcus is
No,
going
we're out
to
of combat,
attempt
we're
to not do anything.
We're out of
Pull him
combat,
out.
aren't we?
Marcus away.
Actually,
Are we out
no,
of combat?
Marcus is awake now because he's been hit. Yes.
I'm going to
Christ,
take
It's
out...
gonna go so badly.
He's going to rip an arm out of his
No,
socket,
no,
but
no.
I'm going to take out my immovable rod. I'm going to try and time it so that I'm like, you know, in view of them and in reach. And as I'm falling, I'm going to turn the rod on whilst holding it with both hands. And I feel like this is going to rip both my arms out of their sockets, but I think it's a great idea at the same time.
Surely you'd spider monkey on it, or put it like going running down your torso, and then at least.
What
your
he said.
arm-
Well, yeah,
No,
so
no,
it's
no,
braced,
Put
it's
it
braced
down
across.
the back of your arm.
It's
and then
braced
just-
across my breastplate. So like sort of crossways to try and, you know, maximise the
Really
coverage.
hit you hard in the ribs, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
But
really
more-
get-
yeah,
So
but
it's
that's-
gonna-
it's
like
it's-
falling
it's-
from
it's
heights onto a
immovable.
rock.
It's exactly the same as hitting the ground.
Yes.
I need you to roll acrobatics.
9.
Inspiration.
Yes! Inspiration! 16.
As you see your friend falling over and over again, and as he brings up this immovable rod, click, and instantly impacts into it as his arms and legs go like that around it. He takes 3 bludgeoning damage from that impact, but he's just able to muster enough strength to ease that impact initially, and so now he is
Long as
he's
they're not carrying on
hanging,
falling.
he's sort of
Just fall onto it.
holding onto it and just able to balance like this, hanging from about
Can we get
15
rid of
feet in the air.
I reach into my bag and I get to pull out my rope, and then I remember that I don't have any rope, and I'm like, oh, does anyone have any rope?
I got some. Right, so I've got a rope. I'm going to tie it to the immovable rod. I'm then going to chuck it to Rack.
Okay, yeah, I'll hold the other end.
And then
You
he
don't
holds
need
the
to
other end, and I guess I just sort of shimmy down it towards him.
Everyone grabs, everyone, it's a long rope, everyone hold the rope.
Yeah.
You hold it at an angle and then you climb down it.
As Marcus shimmies across, there's so much weight that Rack accidentally lets part of the rope go and you start swinging back down again. Who's the one behind Rack holding the rope? I need you to roll a strength saving throw. And you bring your hand out and
Fuck, it didn't slide to me.
your muscles expand as you grab this rope and hold it, and I need you to make an athletic saving throw.
20.
And you just hang back onto it again and you climb your way back up.
We're
And
going to shout the word buddies!
as Bryn brings his hand out and pulls you up.
Quick high five.
And while they're doing that, I'm using my mage hand to rifle through the pockets of the other guy.
I need you to roll a sleight of hand.
Oh, 20.
You managed to thoroughly
the only
like
thing
search
you
this
have,
body, but you
yes,
get the
like that.
sensation that he was literally only wearing rags. He was in a very poor condition when you first met him.
Karma!
Don't worry, guys. At least we've
armor
got the
was-
giant
the
gem.
armor-
Massive gem's gone. We fed it to the man.
What?
That.
What?
Oh, fuck. No, okay, Yen didn't say that.
I
He
jump
did
up
that.
into the air. Here you go, here's your rod.
You find yourselves having defeated Kine. His body, only one now, the duplicates have kind of dissipated, just going over and over down this thing. You see your bowl there. The altar is still dimly lit with a red glow. I want everyone to roll perception, actually. Bryn, you're already familiar with this feeling, but Rack also kind of picks up on it. There is just a slight kind of shaking. And you've got the Nothic looking over the kids. Should I wake this boy?
We're carrying him out. I don't trust him if we wake him up.
No.
Okay.
Will other people feel like weird if we tied him up? Like, I think it's safe, but it might be like, I don't know.
We could.
I gotta think about my PR image.
That
put him
altar
on
is-
the board and like time around the glaive on the board.
This I like. This I like. Maybe don't need the glaive there as well.
Well.
I mean, you know better than me, my man.
I'm just gonna pick him up and throw him over my shoulder.
Altar's still dimly.
Exactly, the
Dimly red?
altar
Can I
is
do
still
some
glowing.
priority? Can I do
Our
some
priority
arcana
is to
on
get
the
this
altar?
child back to his mother.
Yeah.
Or religion, which would be more applicable.
Arcana.
25.
You imagine
Big
the
boy roll.
ritual that Kine had started initially, ever since the bowl touched the blood. There's still a faint presence of it still going on, not so strong, but it is still present.
Guys, I'm not sure what we would next need to do, but I've got a pretty good idea that we shouldn't touch that fucking bowl.
Are there any bits, like chunks of stone, say that sort of size,
There are statues broken.
from the statues?
Yes.
I'm going to put the boy down for a sec. I'd like to pick up one of these stones and just try smashing it into the altar. Straight down.
You smash again. And you keep smashing, and this crack forms in the altar and spreads a bit. The red that glows, but then suddenly it all gets very bright, and
Oh,
it kind of blinds you a bit, but then it's gone and it disappears. The glowing of the altar, and even like there was a faint glowing of the moat around it that went into the hole. It's gone. That glow has disappeared, dissipated. You all now feel the vibration getting slightly stronger.
Well, guys, I think I fucked up.
Something tells me we should get out of here.
I'm gonna grab the bowl and be like, let's go.
Oh no! Don't put the bowl down.
Drop the bowl.
I conjure my unseen. Admittedly, this takes 10 minutes. I'm like, can everyone just wait? Like, can everyone hang 10?
I was like,
And
no,
then-
it's fine. I pick it up with my mage hand.
Oh, look at this, Mr. Big Dick Mage all of a sudden.
I got this
What
shit.
do you do with it? You notice there's still a bit of blood in it.
I'm a little bit tempted to put it on the altar. Anyone?
No.
I think that's like the opposite of what we should do.
Probably. I pour the blood away.
As you see your blood just splatter to the ground.
Yeah.
Did you not want that back?
You all sense that the vibration is still continuing and growing.
So I mage hand it into my pack and I say, let's go.
I think we should just like chuck it off the edge. Yeah, it's like there's like an infinite drop. We should just chuck it down there.
I think we should keep it with us, to be quite frank. I think.
Also, I think there are things living down there.
Yeah, maybe things that delve too greedily and too deep. You're right.
I still think we should get out of this.
Rumbling
Godforsaken place.
increases.
Yeah, let's-
Yeah,
let's
I
go,
grab the
let's
kid,
go,
throw him
let's
over
go,
the
let's
shoulder,
start
and just
jogging out.
And
time to go.
So I've
Suddenly,
got the ball.
you will find yourself in a dark void for an instant.
well, fuckle doodle doo.
You're standing suddenly in this dark void, and there's this omnipresent voice. It seems something has upset my home. so I shall have to retreat the parts of myself that resides here for now. Apologies for the inconvenience. Be warned, simple visitors. I sense great loss, great darkness for this land, for the heavens and the hells. It shan't be of my doing.
Who the fuck are you?
Do you not know? I am
Obviously
Shah.
shot you.
I was double checking. You know.
It is not you that have caused this disturbance for me. But I think you saw what happened. I recommend that you leave. Now! The floor of this void you stand upon lights up briefly and intensely with a smattering of random arcane symbols, lines and curves, broken and incomprehensible. Your stomachs drop as you collectively feel this instinctual feeling of incomprehensible dread and it's something you do not understand, but it is a terrible feeling. But you all feel connected as a party for a moment and sharing in this horrifying, unexplainable sensation. Lights up the floor for a fraction of a second in this dark abyss, and then disappears, and with that you are back into the room. The room starts shaking. Dust and small portions of rock starts to dislodge from the ceiling and fall.
Let's go down to the
Time to go! Let's roll.
Grab the boy, let's go.
Yeah, he's over my shoulder.
I know you've all been pretty impressed by my magic bullshit, but I'm not that fast. So if you guys could like, and what I'm saying is, Brad's dropping back steadily as we're
So I'm
running.
gonna grab Brad and load him on the board.
Are you doing anything before you run or not? Are you just grabbing
I
the
quickly
boy?
grab the bit of skull I cut off.
Could
Got
make
scalp.
a nice bowl.
To go with our other ball.
You come to that familiar abyss in the distance with the purple light path, and suddenly at an impossible speed the door follows the path, rushing through all the bends and turns. There's no sensation of wind or motion on your part or anything, as though the path and the end of the path is moving around you and coming towards you as you see that distant wooden door that you first came through rushes towards you and greets you.
So we don't run straight into it. It doesn't just sort of like
So,
run a smack.
we open the door, go to step out, and then the whole like this
whole
path winds
just
along.
winds along and
yeah,
slams
like-
into. You open it.
Yep.
You're in the familiar corridor, the innocent corridor. No longer any illusory flame there. The purple shadowy hue of the walls is still going, but with a slight pulsation, as though losing power now. And the tile opening that Alim had previously come down to greet you is still there. Alim turns to you. I know a way out of this place, but I need to go and get my possessions, my things, the only link I have to my previous life. I need to go and find my research and my personal belongings and everything. It's a diversion. But you can come with me if you want, or don't. I will try and find you again, but I need to go.
I'll turn to him and I'll say, maybe you need to let go.
I can't, otherwise I lose myself. Roll persuasion if you want.
Damn it. 9.
The only thing that keeps me remembering my past are these positions. Otherwise I will succumb to this horrible fate.
Okay, good luck.
If you just follow the escaping winds and the creatures, I will meet up and find you again unless you want to come with me. I don't know, but I need to go.
I would like to pass the kid to one of the others. I want to go with him. The rest of you get out.
I'll put my hand on my shoulder and it's madness. He's not in control of himself.
I am in control of myself. I am not if I don't have my possessions that link me to my past life.
We don't leave a man behind. He's helped us this far. I'm going to go with him.
So he calls up to the tile.
I mean, like, with my backstory, there's a whole issue of sort of leaving people behind.
I like it.
And, yeah, like, I think that the sensible way of playing it, especially after his room of, like, coward, I think I'm going to go down the road of playing, like, you know, you don't leave anyone behind.
You guys watch as the Nothic climbs back up into this hole and he helps Marcus up as well.
Just get out. Don't wait. Just get out.
By the exit.
See the boy to safety.
Come on, let's start running.
Okay.
Yeah, after a quick wave.
Great.
I give you an old Roman salute.
Is there any like spare scraps of like fabric or anything on this board? You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna rip the edge of my robe and I tie it around my head like a bandana so the frog is covered up.
I'm going to follow the main party first, if that's alright with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You run down this familiar corridor and you come to another winding corridor afterwards, and a series of heavy thuds. I need everyone to make a dexterity or strength saving throw. You get the sense that this structure is losing cohesion as the rooms are trying to shift themselves around, slamming into other rooms it seems, but only Bryn and Rack and Yen pick up on this. As you
All
get-
I can see is the side. My head's repeatedly
Yeah.
hitting against
You're
the side
too-
of
you're
this
too
box because
busy.
I'm like this
As the
over
corridor
it.
gets,
I think
as the corridor is getting slammed side by side. Debris starts falling from the ceiling, and most of you are able to either just redirect the debris with your strength, or you're able to just dodge out of the way. However, whilst Bryn's looking over to his buddy Fjord,
Going, you dodged that really well, Boar.
a chunk of tile falls and hits you for 4 bludgeoning damage to the face.
If that hit me, that would kill me.
Oh, you're not doing. Oh wow, you're really not doing very well.
That's the only occasion which you get hit by something, and you keep running down this corridor, leading to an opening that goes into this purple gaseous abyss that you've previously seen in that big chasm earlier, where the Grail was on the other side, and there was gas below and above in this abyss. However, it seems diminished since the last time you saw it, and you see lots of rooms, room blocks and staircases in the distance swinging wildly, trying to connect to each other.
Is it a bit of Hogwarts?
It's a bit Hogwarts. It's a bit of like an Escher nightmare, as room blocks and staircases just collapse and collide under their own weight, trying to connect. In front of you, hurtling towards your position, a familiar circular room. In the middle of it is a chest. On that chest sits a skeleton minotaur, great axe in one hand.
You need to get out of here,
The other hand, he turns to you and just waves as he comes hurtling towards your room, and it's going to connect with this opening that you find yourself out. I need everyone to make, again, a dex or strength saving throw. You catch your feet as you just slam into this other room, and debris falls around you. Now, next to this room with the skeleton minotaur just looking at you and waving. Come on, buddy! Let's
Gotta
go!
get out of here. It's coming down.
He looks to one side, then he stands up, picks up his chest, and he nods. And there is a door
You
opposite.
buddy!
His bulk hitting and scraping against the sides of the door, but just gets through with the chest with his great axe.
On the far side from us, or the same side as us? So you go
No,
through
from
away
the
from
far
us.
side.
I'm like, oh thank Christ we stopped. Oh Jesus!
You find yourself once in these new corridors you've never been in before, and you know you have never been in them before, because littered are some loose pages and some loose coins. And you also see like a healing potion, which is just sort of, it's rolling across the floor, and it's rolling in near a crack in the floor into the abyss below. So if someone wants to catch
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna go for it.
Shotgun.
that, okay. Well, both of you, I want you to both roll a sleight of hand.
I rolled a 1.
8.
You collide into each other, and this
Sub
thing is
four.
just about to drop. I will allow one more person just to try very quickly with a sleight of hand check.
I'll have a go. Wait, I'm
Yeah,
not there.
You're not
I'm
there.
gonna do 6.
Oh my god.
Fjord!
Hey.
Get Fjord in!
Fjord is gonna.
And as
task
the
you.
bear runs, as the ball runs past, I reach out with one hand. Should I do this at disadvantage?
At a disadvantage.
That's
Oh my god, a 19.
That's a 23.
At
23.
Disadvantage.
Oh shit.
A disadvantage.
That's
Natural 20!
Oh, okay, and so with that, you see this happening as you're bouncing along on the ball.
My legs are hooked onto the glaive. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm like planking myself out.
As you see a mass of 3 people try and go for the same potion, missing each time as it's just about to go into the crack. You bring your little gnome hand and snatched it!
I look back and I see you like pick yourself up from the floor with some
Dust yourself
difficulty. And I uncork it and I go to drink it myself. And then I cork it again.
You also, of course, see a smattering of random coins, gems, and papers. You don't have time to even examine how much it is, what it is.
Oh, okay, I'll just grab a handful of crap with mage hand.
You also notice in the corridor ahead, the floor seems cracked in areas. Who's going first?
I have no control actually because I'm on a ball.
I'll hang back a little bit tactically and watch Bryn.
I need the boar to make a dex save.
That's 11 then.
I want you to make a dex save as
Oh
well.
no, is the ball gonna fall away and leave Rod?
That's a 19.
As the ball starts going across a cracked area, it just collapses under the collective weight. It scrambles away trying to find purchase. You then bring your little gnome hand up, still attached to the ball, and you just losing your grip. And I need someone to if someone.
Oh fuck this! I'm gonna jump off the ball.
I'm gonna try and grab the ball on the glaive then if Rod.
I'm gonna leave.
I
I'm
need
gonna
you to
leave
make a
clear.
strength save.
I like the thing, but
Don't
you've
tell
got
me.
any. Oh no! Did you spend your inspiration? I can give my inspiration to other people. I'll give you my inspiration.
Go for it. Give me inspiration.
This can be a 1 again.
Don't say that. Yes! What a reversal! What a
with that,
reversal!
as
We're on
Rod,
camera, don't leave me hanging.
as Rod tries to start wriggling out from this ball
Can I not?
trap,
Fine.
you're just about to, but then you see Bryn holds the glaive that he's attached to the ball, just pulls both of you up and pulls you to your feet. As you see, there's this small little gap in front of you.
I pat the boar on the neck and I say very loudly, I had your back all the way, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm now in a more of a riding position.
Oh,
I went to leap off it,
Yeah.
but then I sort of left and then it just landed onto me again
Great.
because you pulled it up.
There's this gap, 10 feet gap.
Is there anything on the other side
I
there?
probably
Right,
have
we've got a time limit, we've got a time
What do you
limit.
do?
I go back, grab the boy, fly him across. Go back, grab Rod, fly him across.
You need to make a strength check.
Don't fucking drop them.
18 plus 1.
You get the boy across.
Yes.
Fuck.
12.
You also get Rod just across.
Right,
I land on the.
I'm
on
gonna
the
throw the ball.
Make a strength check.
No, what's your plus? 10.
As Rakus is flying backwards,
Yeah, it's a
you throw the ball. The ball looks like it's maybe not gonna get to the end. So
I'm going to carry it, but I try and like pull it
make
over the
a
edge.
strength check.
Oh fuck me!
Your fingers slip as you see this ball fall, not necessarily into darkness. There is another layer below, within the abyss.
Where's
There's
that?
still structures moving across. There is
Oh.
this slow-moving corridor that is just swinging in another
So
direction.
I'm really, really quickly grab my rope, throw it to you,
Right.
other side.
I'll grab one.
You're already
as well.
across. Yeah, you grab.
And
on
the ball
set.
lands, taking 1 bludgeoning damage as it lands on the ceiling
Bloody
of
hell.
a corridor.
Didn't go
Yeah.
across yet.
Get across.
Fly me, bird! I'll help.
Do
So if you fly me and I'll jump at the same time.
Yeah. Acrobatics.
You roll acrobatics, you roll strength.
Stop making me roll strength. My strength
You're
is
picking up people!
There's nothing acrobatic about
13.
that.
17.
Okay, together it's a bit messy, but you just managed
It's
to
not the most
throw...
elegant.
No, you just managed to throw Yen across the side.
This is not Cirque du Soleil.
That's it. And I'm jumping down after the ball.
Am I
What have you
testing-
attached the rope to?
So I've
It's-
lost the.
I'm
you
holding
guys
it.
have the rope.
I'm
on
holding
that
the
side.
rope.
Just
Everyone's
you.
there.
No,
No,
Everyone's
three.
there.
Yentu.
Everyone's
I
there.
held it while they were doing that manoeuvre. If
Okay.
they're back, then they can all grab
Okay.
it.
I'm
Right.
jumping down, grab the ball, wrap the rope, quick tie. I'm gonna start like one arm.
Can I cast mold?
My
So
strength
mold earth
plus
can
2.
turn rock or dirt into like rough, into difficult terrain.
Okay.
I want to make it into like a rough surface so that we get good grip. Yeah,
Sure.
for the strength.
Okay, so I want you guys to roll strength with advantage. Who's leading this?
I'll lead it because
Oh.
fuck it, that'll be funny.
I've got this.
And I need you to simply make a strength.
20.
8 was the best.
Who is behind?
Then Yen.
Oh, then it's me, I guess. I got 15.
Oh, do I roll as well? I'm imagining I'm flapping my wings back to try and get some more traction as well while walking.
6.
We've got
What the fuck are we doing? I'm there, I'm holding it and I'm physically lifted up. I'm still holding the rope, but I'm not touching the ground.
Also, we've got Bryn who's climbing up it while the rope is just slipping down.
I can't go fast
The
enough.
rope keeps slipping, and I need you to make another strength check. As you're going, they're letting go of it. Holding your ball, you just get your fingertips on the edge of that opening.
Fucking useless.
And then you manage
didn't even
to
need the
pull
rope, mate.
yourself up with the ball.
With
just about.
advantage, I mean, come on.
I had a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, I
And
rolled a 10, it's
You
not.
continue
I leave
quickly
5
down that
minutes.
corridor, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh, I jump back on the ball.
You jump
I
out.
always had your back up, buddy.
Can I have a health potion yet?
No.
Oh yeah,
You can when you
since
start
we're here,
catching balls.
I'll chuck you. I'm like, man, you look kind of beat up.
The wailing sounds of the wind that you hear, it's changing all around. As those structures are plummeting, you can hear like these wailing voices just disappearing into the distance from the left, and it's chaos as everything's moving around. You come to another regular wooden door, you open it up. There is a circular room, an empty pedestal in the centre, and a collection of broken armour components strewn across the floor. You look up and you see, written, engraved in the wall, without the red, child.
This was a fun place, wasn't it?
You're useless. Where's the gem? Where is the gem? I can't find it.
Sorry, yeah, let's all stop and have a fight about this, you twats. Come on.
Looking up when you see the engraving, you also see there's no ceiling.
Is the edge look broken of the ceiling, or is it just there is no ceiling like it's neat?
It looks pretty neat actually, as though this room hasn't restructured itself properly. It's incomplete as more structures glide overhead. And we're going to cut to Marcus nothing.
I'm in the ceiling.
This is this in a.
As you see everyone running away, you're in a narrower corridor. There's shuddering dust. It's not particularly dangerous. It's not intensified just yet. This is a bit behind.
Yeah.
There are loose sheets and some coins and gems that seem to have fallen from various cracks in the ceiling. As Liam is running, he picks up all of the sheets.
Oh, I see what he's doing. Yeah, I'll snatch a few as I run past him.
Quickly now! You come to a wooden door. You open it up, and you see there is a small room with 2 landings on either side. One from your side, one on the other side where there's the other door. Now, the rest of the room is this pit with spikes, apart from a central floor tile column that holds an open chest, which you can't see what's inside it. If you look up above your door, you see engraved, no red, the word thief.
Okay.
Aleem just looks to you.
What's the distance to the central column?
10 feet.
So I glance at Aleem. What the hell is this?
It must be another challenge room. This whole thing is reshifting. I don't know what we're going to come across. It seems someone's been here already, though, as they've triggered some trap.
Okay, I'm gonna make a running leap and try and jump onto the central tile.
As you manage to just get onto this tile, and looking down to the chest, it is completely empty. And beyond that, you see, pierced by the spikes, just before it, a skeleton. Dressed in,
that's nice.
Dressed in like basic sort of adventuring type gear, and then off it looks behind you. It's like, well, how do you want to do this?
I'll get my rope, chuck one end to it, tie the other end to the immovable rod, and press the button!
Wait, so you've got the immovable rod on your end?
Yep, with the rope tied to it. I've thrown the other end to him, so I guess if he ties himself onto it and then just takes a running leap, and I'll pull in the slack as he jumps, so even if he doesn't quite make it, he's not going to swing down into the spikes
Make a
forward.
strength check and find the stats.
Well, he's dead. I got a 1.
Have you got inspiration?
I do have Alright, yeah, I'll burn the
You don't have to
inspiration.
just burn it for him if you don't want to.
No, I might as well. Otherwise it's all for naught, isn't it? Natural 20.
There you go.
Inspiration for
Ah,
doing that.
okay, and so with that, he swings, and you pull up so quickly, you grab him by the spines on his back and put him up onto this tile where you're both on it now. A movable rod above you, rope hanging. Thanks!
And it's about 10 feet the
Yeah.
other way as well, isn't it?
Look, do you want me to try and jump ahead or something? I don't know.
Can I try, you know there's the leg up thing? I face towards the away from the direction he wants to jump in. He runs at me and just sort of like up here and I launch him. So it's like him jumping and me throwing. 17.
You feel it was mostly you in this case that gets him across.
Right?
He's not as heavy as you thought he'd be, to be honest, and you launch him over your head as he goes tumbling to the other side. Like, oh shit! And he grapples with his claws onto the other side and just scampers up.
Right.
And he gives you like a thumbs up, which looks weird as like claws.
Now I'm gonna get my shield, my saber, chuck him over to the other side. You know, try and reduce the weight that I'm carrying, and like my adventurer pack and that sort of thing. And yeah, I'll take my running jump as well.
There's
I mean,
no way to run.
I guess I've got to do it. Immovable rod out.
Okay.
Ready to press the button.
Do you want me to do anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. I got this. I'm gonna sort of like just launch myself. Is there like a couple of feet? Like just take a couple of steps, build up a little bit of momentum,
It's
or is it
5
literally
feet.
5 feet?
But also,
There's a
part of
chest
that
in
is
the way.
chest,
Yeah, I'll get rid of the chest.
as it splinters into the spikes below.
Yeah. So I'll take a small run up and
Okay.
make a leap. And if I don't make it, what I'm gonna do is sort of rod as high as I can get it. Both hands, just press it.
You manage to leap across. You just get your foot on the ledge and you start going backwards, but Aleem
Movable
brings
rod.
his hand out and grabs you. Whilst you've got your movable rod out as well, I'm like, okay.
Fine.
And he pulls you up.
I'll pick up my gear. I guess we carry on going then, like through the door on the other side.
What you get to is a familiar room to you at least. Suddenly, there's not even a corridor. It's a circular room with a corridor at the end. The centre of the room holds an empty chest and is covered in meaty, bloody gore and loose appendages from the gibbering mouth you'd slain.
Yeah.
However, those 8 creatures that you left in the fog,
Yep.
slowly trudging around the landscape, groaning and reaching up into the air into nothing. There is also a sizable hole in the floor of the circular room, below which you see a purple abyss, lessened in you, and again a collection of all these moving structures that slam into each other and are crumbling. You also feel yourself moving and shuddering.
Stealth is not an option. I am just going to leg it.
You're just going to let
Yeah,
it. There's
sword out,
also-
shield
There's
out.
also a big hole, a couple of Villemures are by the hole as well.
Okay, so we got like a circular room, right?
Got a
And then a
circular
corridor, and they're all in the corridor.
No, they're not. They're now in the circular room. moving
And the
around.
hole is in the centre of the circular room,
You've got
right?
the circular room, you've got the centre, and
Yep.
then like one quadrant of it that let's say, is kind of like this big gaping hole. There's a few Lemures that just sort of are looking around the edge of that.
I'm just going to sprint around the other way.
I mean, there's also a few Lemures on the other side, not by the hole.
Yeah, I'll try and avoid them, but if they start coming for me, I'll just sort of bat them away and keep running.
For the most part, you're able to get far enough away from them that they can't even do anything, and Aleem's following your path that you're making. As you're running, one of the arms does manage to get purchase on your foot and quickly stops you, and it's just about to bring its other claw to swipe at you.
Can I try and slash at that arm? 6 damage.
You have to saw it a bit, but you
That's
just
grisly.
about get this grisly, awful kind of melted arm off. It wails. There's no sounds coming from them. They just look like they're wailing. It
Pleasant.
starts to trudge back. However, another one is just caught onto Aleem. Help!
Can't do
He
anything,
swipes
can
at
he?
it. He swipes. Well, he tries to swipe at it. Okay. He claws off a sizable chunk of muscle tissue and stuff, but it's not enough to completely sever the arm that's holding him.
Right.
As another arm is coming to swipe at him.
I suppose I gotta go back. It's taken off like some of the muscle out of the arm, yeah? I'm gonna grab him both hands by the scruff, or like a single hand like by the scruff and just yank and try and pull him out of the grip of this
It
arm.
wouldn't be like scruff, it'd be more like, are you talking about the...
Aleem. I'm gonna grab Aleem and try and just yank him
It'd be
out
like
of the grip of
it
this
would be
thing.
that you hold onto the spines on his back.
Right, that is 11.
Just about you manage to pull him away from the grasp of this Lemure. As you're running past, by the way, you look down this hole and you see, as your corridors are moving, this room, with no ceiling whatsoever. It's got a pedestal in the middle and it's got pieces of armor scattered around, and then suddenly your buddies burst through the door.
Hey!
And you can see them just below. If you guys look up, you can just see from a hole that's passing by from the hole or moving.
We don't look up.
We keep running. We leave all the arms.
You see him and Aleem just running past.
How far away are they?
40 feet above you, as everything's moving around slowly and shifting.
I guess I just yell, keep running!
And we're going to come back to you guys real quick.
Nice.
We run.
But cautiously.
Running in the dungeon.
And as you look up and see them going past, you also see the 4 Lemures, the 4 beings that were looking around the hole, looking down and see you guys.
Are they gonna try drop down and
And
squelch?
they
Squelch.
just they slide off, and the series of 4 horribly deformed humanoids just plummet towards your position.
Have fun, boys.
Cheers.
I need both Grin and Rack to make dexterity saves. As these Lemures plummet, you just bring up your sword, and it just fucking...
By the power of Grayskull.
It just lands straight on your sword and splits in half as it just... Both halves of this horrible...
I've got to say, Bryn, you're making great use of gravity this session.
Some people
You
say I
just-
have gravitas.
You dodge out of the way as the other one just...
I like to imagine I did a kind of standing here, it's fallen, to do a kind of a casual step aside, and it lands right next to
What, the orc warlord
Basically.
in Battle of Pelennor Fields with the
Yeah,
trebuchet?
yeah.
Right? Nope.
The other 2, they are badly damaged, gore falling out from them as they've made this impact, but they're just crawling up. They're going to try and swipe at a couple of you when you try and cross the room.
I'm going to cast Frostbite.
You choose the one which you think's the least damaged,
What does Frostbite do? That's a 5.
as it slowly freezes in place and then just under its own weight just collapses into chunks of ice.
Can I just attack the other one?
You can, yeah, go for it.
Just claw with both hands.
You just smush it, right?
I didn't want to get my hands dirty, I wanted to use the stick.
It's the one that landed right
Stab
next
right
to you.
through, even though it's wood.
So essentially what you see, for those who weren't engaged in combat, is one of these blobs just falls from the ground, Rack steps to one side, slams right next to it, he gets his stick, slams on its head, and it's just smushed dead. You find yourself in more corridors, you can't tell if they're familiar to you or not. There are a few newspapers hanging about if anyone wants to pick them up, but you're running past this corridor.
I absolutely don't.
No, just running.
Could have been
I'm good
nasty.
at papers.
You're good for papers? Okay. You
Yeah.
walk down a few corridors as they violently shudder, and then you come to a familiar chasm you once walked past before. You see the diminishing purple gas in the darkness, much more diminished than when you last saw it. The other side, you see a collection of creatures running past, where you previously seen the Grell and the skeletons. There's skeletons, there's Grell, there's like snake-like kind of creatures with tentacles on their mouths and big bird beaks.
Friends of yours?
There's this gigantic, it's like an ant-like insect creature, but very large, and they're all scurrying in different open corridors that you can see from one side. However, you realise that this other side is becoming much larger. very quickly as the chasm is being closed up, and you realise that this other side is just swinging and coming towards your side of the chasm. I need everyone to make Dex or Strength saving throws. Rack, being a bird, he just flies across and reaches the door on the other side. And it's a new door because it was never there before, but it seems to like be a temporary new wall that's come into place. Though the other three, as this collides into the other side, the floor just gives way and you guys find yourself just collapsing into the corridor below. The ball kind of is
Lands on me.
Lands on you. Yeah. You see you're in a new corridor. Rack is above you. Rack, you also see two of those snake-like creatures that I just explained with the tentacles. They were actually on the parallel corridor to you, and they've now just jumped across, and they don't even pay any attention to you. They just slither past you, going for the door, and unable to because it's closed.
That one-eyed guy said that we should go the way the monsters are going, and they were trying to get through that door above. So maybe we should head back up. I don't know.
One of the
Right, fly up the rope again. Tie the rope to some big rocks because you guys can't hold shit. I'll climb up and then pull you all up.
Is there anything to tie the rope to at the top?
the door handle.
Is it surrounded by monsters?
It's got two monsters there, yes, but they're kind of more concerned about getting past the door,
Open the door for the
I open the door.
and they just slither past.
I
Forget it.
tie the rope to a thing and throw it up and down to these guys.
I'm going to climb up that mother.
Well, I need you all to roll strength rolls.
14.
You manage to clamber back up.
7.
A rat comes down and helps pull you up. Because you couldn't do it by
How
yourself.
embarrassing.
I gotta hold you stuck in your shirt.
Oh,
And everyone else is kind of standing around and watching, and I'm like,
It's like limply coming up.
Grant,
Natural one.
That represents me just standing on Fjord's back and looking up expectantly.
you tie the rope to
Strength
Fjord,
check 15. I carry him up.
but it's scruff. You put him up. You've already tied up Fjord. Strength.
Shit. 4. Is anyone going to help me with this?
With everyone helping,
I haven't helped.
with most people helping, you manage to just get the ball back up again. You continue on your way. You find yourself instantly in a very familiar small room full of gold coins and an open chest. Rod's hat is wriggling on the surface of the coins.
I can cast frostbite on it.
There's also a skeleton, the one that could have been Vesh, is trying to get itself up from the coins but keeps sinking below. There's a couple of other crawling claws just trying to get purchase on top and trying to make their way to the open door on the other side. Yes, so you want to cast frostbite again. The wriggling stops. And there's just a hat.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to casually try and pull the skeleton out by the spine. So I'm slightly curious, but I'm not going to try very hard. So if I fail, I'll just leave it.
There's a time and a place.
Well,
although,
I need
be
you
fair,
to
I am
make
trying to get my
a dex saving throw if you're going onto the coins.
15.
Okay.
15 was not.
Yeah, you're just about to tread, just about. You just put it up.
I can just imagine you grabbing this thing by the spine. Are you Vesh?
It's just in regular sort of broken warrior armor. It turns to you with its hollow eyes, and then you're holding the sword as well.
Yeah.
It turns to the sword. There's some sense of recognition between it and the sword. It goes out to actually reach for the sword.
I'm going to shake it to bits.
Okay. Make a strength check, I guess.
22. 21.
You shake it and parts of its bones just collapse to the floor. It's still got some structure to it, but
His legs are still stuck in the ground.
Its legs are still stuck in the ground, but one of the arms has fallen off. Some of the ribs have fallen off. And
I'm like, fuck this, let's just go.
Let it go and rock.
Can I try and grab the hat as we run past?
Oh, it's
I'm
fine.
still on the back of the on the back of the
I
ball.
want you to roll a dex saving.
Oh, alright, fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll roll for the ball, in which case it's a 9.
As you're going towards, you get to the hat, and you're just leaning down, but you've stopped because the ball stopped, and the ball's now sinking. And you pick up the hat, and you see a frozen crawling claw underneath it. And you've got yourself your hat with the tip cut off, but you realise that the ball's sinking with you.
Guys, it's my vanilla advice.
Can I try and lift it? I'm going to yell at the bird. Bird, help me lift the ball.
I help you lift the ball.
I rolled a 6.
9.
And you try to pull this ball and
Actually,
roll
can
it
I
up.
rage? Can I rage?
Yeah,
Just,
you can rage.
Have you got any rages there?
natural 1. Fuck it. Fuck it all.
You see as the ball and Rod now keep sinking in. The ball now kind of underneath, just about the Rod very close.
I
just
quietly and
underneath.
awkwardly get off the ball.
I mean, you're trapped in the coins as well at this point.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck. Can I try and pull myself free?
You can make a dex saving throw, yes.
16.
You can just scramble back up a bit, and you manage to scramble onto the coins, and the ball's just got like the tusks are just sinking down now, and he's oinking, he's squealing, he's very, very
And
scared.
as I back up, I chant impressively, but not actually doing anything. It's like,
so yes, do you guys want to do anything right now?
I take a last.
Can I back up? Can I go to the other side of the corridor and
You
like be
take
standing
one
on the
last
safe ground
ditch
there?
to pick
Just
him
to
up by the tusks, yes.
Ask him out.
Can I use Mage Hand to tie rope?
Well, you can try and tie it to the snout. Yes.
To the tusks, sure.
Just the tusks.
So you can tie it
Dan,
to the
he's
tusks.
wearing a harness
It's
with a glaive attached to
But
it.
that's probably under the.
No, that's
pointer.
underneath. You've
Oh,
got
okay.
like you can see just the head and the. You can do it to the tusks.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you've got now.
It's
a
better
rope
than
attached
nothing,
to the
guys.
tusks.
Yeah, thanks.
And then you're going to pull from the corridor.
Yeah. That's 5.
Yeah, 10.
Sport's not making it out.
Do you currently have your axe? You're not going to have it for very long after this room, let me warn you that.
I could have just picked it up with Mage Hand.
I could
It's what
have
it's
flown and
for.
grabbed it. I did say, why don't I grab it?
Well, I thought we were all going to run with me, right? I thought we were all just going to go. I was planning to, as we went past, grab the hat.
Okay, so it sinks, I'm going to give it a little pat.
Okay.
A little pat.
Right.
As it goes under.
And the boar squealing disappears. It's coins, you know. It's not like it's sand or anything.
So you can still hear it for a long time, is what you're saying.
But it keeps squealing, and you listen out, and then you hear like a thud, and then more squealing. You sense that maybe this boar has gone through the coin pit and landed somewhere else. How long's the rope?
Like 60 feet.
60 feet.
Yeah, there's still about 30 feet of rope
Right,
left.
last ditch, everyone runs off the shitty ground.
Back onto Ben's side, which is the side we started on.
Yeah, for one.
Ben's sides.
Yeah, right, that's where the rope is.
Okay.
For maximum welly. This is the finite end.
Come
we
on,
can
guys.
end this.
Come on.
Alright.
Go on, try and pull the ball out.
Yeah, and then it'll be. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, I got 21.
I got 6.
I got 14.
I got 8.
With a lot of pulling, and it takes all of your efforts.
We pull up 2 tusks. 2 bloody tusks.
That's what the squealing was.
You now hear that squealing again, and it's a horrible squealing as it gets louder and louder and louder as it comes just up over the coins again and is dragged along the
Right. And very quickly,
The boar takes some damage.
They slice a good old chunk off the top of
Surely
one's
the ball.
hat.
I look like
How
a
many hit
dormant
points does
volcano
that
at this
boar
point.
have at the moment?
He had 6 because he lost 1 from falling.
Right, so battle we start. But I've got my hat, guys.
And so you end there, and Marcus ends with being with the Leam. That's horrible. And it's a very sad boar, you guys. Oh, that is what's happening right now.
I wish I hadn't tied it just around his tusk.
That's what I
The
imagined.
tusks are kind of bloodied and like almost pulled off of its face.
Oh
you know?
god.
It's not a nice sight.
Wild boar sounds. That sounds nicer. What noise does a boar make?
That.
You really need to stop.
That does sound about right.